What's up, everyone? It's Emily from the New York Mets here. First of all, please excuse my quarantined look. But what's worse than my look right now is the fact that there is no baseball right now, but want to tell you about something that you should check out in the meantime, the Triotonic podcast. It will keep you entertained through all of this, so make sure to go check it out. And hopefully baseball will be back soon. In the meantime, I hope that everyone is staying healthy and safe, and let's go Mets.
Triotonic.
Thank you guys for coming back. This is the Triotonic podcast. My name is Jose Rodriguez. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. I'm here with my handy-dandy co-host, Andrew Carrero.
What's going on, everybody? Still under lockdown, still enjoying life.
Yeah, we're making it out. We're crawling out. We're, that military crawl out. And we're here with a very special guest I'm very excited to have on this month, Wayne Olivieri. He's, a singer-songwriter and singer-songwriter and actor, and jack of all trades, pretty much. We're happy to have you, Wayne. How are you doing?
Pretty good, man. Thanks for having me. Hey guys, how you doing? Andrew, what's up?
What's going on, Wayne?
That's Jose. Thanks for having me, brother.
Yeah, no problem, man. We're trying to bring out all the heavy guns now that we're opening we're opening up society again, and we're starting to get ready to crawl back out of this quarantine. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's like, coming from my genre of work, so to speak, it's really so sad because every single musician in the state, we're in New Jersey, we're Jersey boys, right? So every single Jersey guy that I know that was trying to make a freaking living, I'm talking about playing on weekends, making a couple $100 is gone. All live music is totally fucking dead. I mean, it's like the day the music died. It's so horrible. Wow. I just talked to a friend of mine who's vice president of Live Nation. He told me that all of Live Nation, which is like the number one concert people of the whole world, every single concert that they have is now moved to 2021. There will be no live shows.
Wow, that's crazy. That's a tough pill to swallow, to be honest with you.
Yeah, man, it's creepy. It's just so sad. It's like, like thank God I could record. Like I'm a recording artist more than a live performer. So my gig's still there, but everybody I know that was playing out live, man, it's just, and we were doing live shows too, but not as much as most people. And all the concerts are shot, all the like weekend bands are shot, you might see, as like you said, we're crawling out, right? You might see that one guy playing Margaritaville or Brown Eyed Girl.
Yeah.
He might still be making some money, but as bands go, I don't know, man. It's I don't know. I'm speechless, really.
Yeah, I've never, of course they're saying it's like, it's not even like a generational thing. It's like a once in a lifetime thing that we're going to see this, the last time this happened on such a scale. And I mean, it hasn't hit that bad yet. Thank God, was, I guess the Black Death, right?
It was 1918.
Yeah. Okay. The Spanish flu. Yeah. Okay. That was the most recent one. Yeah. And I mean, back then that was like, even though it was only 100 years, that's got to be like at least like 3-4 lifetimes ago, as far as the way of living in this country, in the world. There were no phones,
Yeah. Well, people didn't even know what was really happening. Like there was nobody on television to tell them, like, okay, shelter in place. They were just going like, like run into each other and, dropping like fly. But they did have masks on. If you see some pictures. Back in 1918, they had masks. I don't know how they got from China, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, they're still producing on a mass scale back then.
I know everything came from China even back then. I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So basically, speaking as far as performing and things of that nature, I know that's something that you like to keep yourself busy with, having shows and everything. I just wanted to basically go over, I know that in the past I've seen your show schedule, and you do a lot of stuff in South Jersey, things like that, and pretty much the whole state shut down, but I know it's not so bad down there. Do you maybe foresee something where like the southern part of New Jersey is going to open up first, and then you can start playing some shows, but Bergen County shut down? Have you thought of that yet?
Yeah, I was talking to, like I said, my friend from Live Nation. I also know there's a couple of smaller promoters that do the Asbury Park stuff. The Stone Pony, obviously was the big club. It's really, they don't know. Nobody knows what's going to happen, because the thing is that they might not allow people to have 100% capacity anyway. So a lot of these clubs are only going to allow, if they had a show, they would only allow them for 50% capacity,
Yeah.
which, depending upon the band that they're going to bring in, are they going to, how much they're going to charge? And, it's really, I don't think you're going to see any shows this summer. I don't think anybody's going to be playing out live. I mean, we were talking about, we have a new EP coming out on Friday. And we were thinking of how we could promote it live. And we were thinking of hopping on a flatbed truck and just pulling into like a cul-de-sac somewhere.
Yeah.
And just start playing so people could come out on their lawns. But then it's like, okay, well, which cul-de-sac do you pull up to? It's like you pull up to a cul-de-sac with all old people living there. Nobody's going to come out and hear us. Or maybe go to a park and play on a flatbed. But it's going to be trippy. Somebody's going to have to come up with something smart to keep the live music happening as far as bands and stuff. But we don't have any shows planned. We had a couple for the Stone Pony, a couple with Live Nation that all got canceled. I also had a couple acting gigs that got dropped too, and acting, that business too. My brother works on all the major shows, and he said the whole New York City is shut down. New York City has so many shows that were in production. They would have 2 seasons. They'd have a summer season, and would go from May to September, then September to May. And now that they stopped, they're all crunched up against each other. There's literally not enough equipment to shoot all the shows. There's not, because they use so much stuff. So the whole thing's upside down. It's almost like a Bizarro James Bond movie, with somebody released something and they're trying to take over the world. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, who do you think the villain is in this Bizarro?
Oh boy, you can start. There's so many conspiracies though, man. One person will tell you it's Fauci.
Yeah, it's Fauci.
He's the one. He started. There's the one thing where it said that he was working on this, and then they shut him down, and then he gave Chinese $3.5 million to keep his stuff going. And then you have Bill Gates, another guy who's like the world domination kind of guy. Everybody should have a microchip in them.
Yeah.
So it's you couldn't even make this shit up.
You know what's a crazy stat I heard today though? The average death rate of COVID victims is actually higher than the average death rate. The age when people die. That's what I meant, not death rate. The age of the people's death. The average age of people's death is higher than the standard of the country usually.
Yeah, there's so many skewed numbers, man. It's like I don't know who to believe anymore. You read all this stuff about, because my daughter is a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
She's down in Tennessee or whatever, and I have a couple of friends who are doctors, and they told me literally they're from the higher ups. They're told to if he dies and he was exposed to COVID, they die from COVID, and they get from Medicaid or Medicare X amount of dollars per death of COVID. Like they make money by saying death by
not
COVID.
Even like the federal government, not even Medicare and all that. The
federal government gets the money, right?
Yeah.
Right. So they don't know really if the numbers are as high as they're telling you. So, I mean, look, I don't want to catch it, So, I mean, it's out there, it's real, but is it as bad as they're telling us to shut down everything? I don't know. That's a whole nother conspiracy.
Yeah. Time will tell.
Trying to take over, so the government can control everything. Who knows?
Yeah.
It was like I'm not sure if you saw that Elon interview yet, Jose, but he was talking about like a lot.
Are you talking about Elon Musk?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was saying that a lot of these hospitals were only at half capacity, obviously, because they were limited to just the COVID patients. So because they're at half capacity, they can't pay the bills and they have to furlough doctors. So then you have people making a decision: do I just like check this box off and get like $38,000 from my hospital, or do I have to furlough doctors? People that are in my employ. So it's like, do you blame a doctor for doing that? Like, is that bad?
Man,
Yeah, there's a lot of info floating around out there, and it's also, you know, Elon Musk is a very smart guy, but he's been wrong before on certain topics, you know. So you got, you know, like I think once this is all settled and it's like you know, we'll be looking back on this and really reassessing everything that happened, especially those SBA loans and things like that. Those are definitely going to come. They're going to come knocking for some of those.
Well, I know we didn't want to talk about this in the first half of the show here, but anyway, since we're there, you know,
Yeah.
like when they stop printing all the money, like what they're doing now is they're saying, "Oh, we're going to give everybody $2,000 a month until this is over," right? And when they're done printing it, guess what? Guess what taxes are going to do to pay it all back?
Yeah, absolutely.
The only way they're going to get the money back is to raise taxes on everything.
I mean, honestly, like we're creating so much debt right now. Like our grandchildren are going to be paying for this.
Yeah, man, it's horrible. It's just insanity what's going on. It's like, and another thing is why is Walmart allowed to open and let all these people in, and the poor mom and pop that's selling like one of their items, like let's say a hat store, is not allowed to open? That's what I don't get. Like a big store like Walmart, which sells hats and boots and clothes and this and that and other thing, is allowed to open, but the little guy, like Jose's, your store, my store, we can't open.
Yeah, I think, you know, that they set this up in a really bad way where a lot of the, you know, the positives and silver linings and things are going to the corporations. You know, like the first bailout went to Wall Street. You know, a lot of the language, like these small business loans weren't supposed to go to big companies, but you find out the LA Lakers got them. You know, steakhouses that have 150 locations got them. It's just, you know, it seems like there's things that they're saying they're doing, and then it's what's really happening. You know,
go ahead.
No, all these companies too that are coming out and saying we're helping out. Then you call them for help, and it's like, you know, it's really not like what they're saying it is on TV. You know, it's really sad, and you know, like you said, you know, we did want to not lead with that, but you know, it's just like right on everyone's radar. You know, it's right in front of everyone's face.
you can't help it. Like my girlfriend's a hairdresser, you know, and she's not allowed to cut hair. They're not allowed. They put that one lady in jail in Texas for cutting hair.
Yeah, 7 days.
Yeah, so she was like just trying to make some money so she could pay some food for her kids, you know. It's the people that can afford to stay sheltered are the ones yelling, "Stay sheltered."
Yeah, no. So you know, aside from the COVID talk, you know, we could go back to better times. I do know that, you know, you also dabble, you know, aside from being in the music scene in New Jersey heavily for years, you do some acting, you know. So how did you cross over from being a musician into dabbling with acting?
You know, acting kind of came, it kind of fell in. You know, like I was just interested in acting my whole life. You know, I liked acting. I did a little stint way back when remember a show called Miami Vice.
Yeah.
Wasn't
like Eric Estrada or something?
It was with Don Johnson and I forget the other guy's name.
I was thinking Chips.
It was like a real big like series back in the late '80s. Anyway, I was really close with John Bon Jovi. I was friends with him, and I was bartending at this place, and this waitress had a girlfriend that was the head casting director of Miami Vice, but she was also a Bon Jovi freak. So she's like, "Can you get my friend tickets to Bon Jovi in Florida?" Because they were filming in Florida. I said, "Yeah, sure." So I called John up. I said, "Hey, John, do me a favor. You know, I got some chick." He said, "Hey, no problem, man. I'll get her backstage. I'll hook her up. I'll do it." So he hooked her up. He took her backstage. She wine and dine her, took pictures with her. So she calls me up. She goes, "I'm going to put you on the show." Whenever they flew me down to Florida, I was on the show with the Don Johnson, and it was like I got the bug. I was like, "Oh, this is really cool. I like this." So, you know, over the years, I did a little dabble shit, nothing major, but you know, lately I've been doing a lot of background work because there's so much work in New York City. There's all these shows in New York City, like, you know, Blue Bloods and Gotham and Vinyl and what's that one with The Deuce and all these other shows were like all filming in the city, you know?
Yeah.
Top of the Hill, you name it, they're there. So I joined a company that does background stuff, and they send me these auditions, and I just go, and I could have worked every day if I wanted to as a they call it an extra, but I got like on I got in The Irishman with De Niro and all those guys. I got
Oh wow, nice. Yeah, that was good.
I got a decent part in that movie, like a background part, but you can see my face, like, because your face, like, on the screen is like big, you know.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's fun. I just landed I can't tell you what it's for, but I had to sign something. But I just landed a major national television commercial for a big snack company that's going to be out in about a month or so. So nice. I can't tell you what that is, but it has something to do with crunching stuff.
You'll tell me off the air.
I'll tell you off the air. Yeah, so basically, it kind of goes hand in hand.
Insider information.
Yeah. If you don't know me on stage, I just kind of always been a maniac. I'm kind of like a Mick Jagger meets Steven Tyler kind of guy. Always running around. I was always into being a ham or in the spotlight. So the acting thing comes kind of natural. The only thing with the acting thing is I'm not good at remembering a lot of lines at one time. It's like my brain, I killed too many brain cells in the 80s. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's the only thing I got a major part coming up in September once they start shooting in a movie. I'm going to play actually an old rock star.
Nice.
And they're putting the band back there. This is going to be a feature film, and I'll be one of the stars in it. That starts in September. There's no working title for it yet, but I just landed that a couple weeks ago. That's gonna be fun.
Awesome, man. That's all exciting stuff, man. That's great.
And there's another movie now. It's called Gone for the Weekend. It's on Amazon Prime. I wrote the theme song, and I got a scene in it, and I directed 2 scenes. It's called Gone for the Weekend. That's running right now on Amazon Prime. And that's so I've been lucky with some of this stuff. So it's fun. Nothing major, but there's a lot. But by the way, also there's a lot of independent movies out there. Kind of like what you guys are doing, like the podcast. People are making movies. Like there's so many little movies that are being made, and really good ones too. That's where guys like me can fit in because it's not a major production. They don't have the money to pay major actors. They don't have the money to pay for major songs. So a lot of my money comes in from writing these songs for these little productions. You might get a couple $100 for this song, $500 for that song. You know what I mean? But there's so many of them out there. You can keep busy, and that's what I've been doing.
That's great, man. That's exciting, and it's like it's almost like a breath of new life, different aside from the music industry.
Yeah. And with the lockdown, writing is something that we can always do, and with today's technology, kind of like what you're doing, we can write songs and record them in your basement, your home, and they just sound just as good as some of the major studios.
Yeah, definitely. Andrew and I are trying to get this EP done that we have. We've been working on it for a couple of years, but now I explained to him, we concluded together that it's a great time because a lot of drummers that are usually gigging and they have a lot of good equipment are willing to jump in and, record with us, virtually. And we could probably easily get this done. But speaking of new releases, I know that you're working on a big one coming very shortly, right?
Yeah, we have a new EP coming out on Friday. It's called it's actually what it is. It's a remake of a couple way back in the 60s. There was a fad called bubblegum, and it was like we did remake of about 3 bubblegum songs, and we'd have 3 original songs on it, and it's called Already Been Chewed is the name of the EP.
Nice.
And I don't have a picture of it yet because it's not. We're going to be manufacturing a 12-inch vinyl, and we're also going to do CDs. And that's going to be released in Europe on Friday, and also actually all around the world. So we're real excited about that. We're doing a remake of Yummy, 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 I Got Love in My Tummy, Gimme, Gimme Good Lovin', and Simple Simon. It's probably, you guys are way too young for those songs, but we rocked them out, though. We rocked them out. So
nice. Awesome.
The new Bardots, our whole theme is to bring back rock and roll. We grew up on it. We saw it go through the transition, and then we saw hip hop come in, and we saw rock and roll just kind of almost get extinct. I mean, like old time rock and roll.
Yeah.
Like regular country now is as close as you're going to get to the old rock. So we're trying to bring rock back, and this is one of the things that we're doing. So we're kind of excited.
Definitely, yeah. So anybody checking it out, check out. Is it under the new Bardots?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
We're on
new
the
Bardots already been chewed.
Yeah, so it's already been chewed. It's going to come out on. It's already out on. I think it's out on Spotify right now. It's on YouTube. Some of the songs are on YouTube. There's no video yet, but we're working on one of them, and it should be available Friday on all the download sites. iTunes, Amazon, that stuff.
Okay, perfect. For anybody watching this on a delay, maybe next week, that was May 15th. So May 15th, Friday. If it's after that, go check it out. What we're going to do is we're going to take a little break now, and we'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
All right.
Without a doubt, day one, Premier Rank Marketing. They've been with us since the beginning. They've been with us since the beginning. And they help us out with a lot of the stuff that we need to do for the show. So I wanted to give a special shout out to them, especially in the current times that we're in. I know, talking with the team and everything at Premier Rank, all the people that are signed up with our services, coincidentally, the people that have been with us longer are being less affected by this shutdown of like walk-in business that you can't no longer do. It's very important to build your online presence in these times because you never know when something like this will happen. And, you're doing a lot of business delivery, a lot of business shipping directly to customers. And your online presence helps you with that because it makes you visible when nobody is out, driving around or like walking by your storefront. It's definitely important to get your online presence built and, ready to work for you. If you haven't yet, reach out to Premier Rank Marketing. They can get you started on a fast track plan to get you ready to go. And, again, special shout out to Premier Rank for being there for us.
Thank you guys for coming back after that little break. We're rearing and ready to go on these next current event topics.
Couple technical difficulties taken care of.
Yeah, Andrew has a new setup going. It's more floral.
He had the Nerd Patrol come in and take care of things while we were out.
Yeah, the black and orange truck, right?
They brought the plant with them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so basically, we're like I said, we're getting ready to open back up. By the time you guys hear this episode, Georgia's opened up. New Jersey's starting to break up into zones. That's what Pennsylvania's doing. They're breaking the counties up into zones like red zone, green zone. So hopefully, we start to see some life.
Divide and conquer. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are up in North Jersey, right?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
So that's you're next to ground zero almost.
Yeah, pretty much. We're red.
We literally were right next to ground zero.
Wow.
Yeah. And what about you, Wayne? Where are you at?
I'm central. I'm like right in the middle, right near maybe 20 minutes west of Newark.
Is it Hoagie back down there yet? Or
no, subs.
It's still subs? Okay.
It's a sub, yeah.
It's not that low.
Is it Taylor ham or pork roll?
Pork roll.
Oh,
okay.
That's too south for me.
I can't find any fucking pork roll.
There's a shortage.
There's a shortage. She's worse than toilet paper. I can't find Taylor ham, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, some of the things that we're looking forward to, aside from, of course, gatherings are not going to be a part of the near future, but at least we're starting to see some sports come back. There was a UFC event this weekend. It was very exciting, being that sports were off for so long, they were able to condense it into one really big card. And it almost had that feel from years ago when there were like 4 pay-per-views a year, all stars on the fight. If anyone didn't catch it, UFC 249 was great. But as far as like basketball coming back, baseball, I feel like they set the blueprint for how to do it safely and coming back. Are you guys looking forward to sporting events coming back? How do you feel about there being no fans and things like that?
I mean, I think what UFC did was good, but when you have like team sports involved, like with 53 guys on each team and then staff and everybody, I think that's going to be like another huge hurdle that sports are going to have to overcome. Obviously, there's not going to be any fans for a while, But I mean, the NFL hasn't announced any plans to change anything from their normal schedule. So, I mean, I hope that they have other plans to like test everybody or something. And because how else do you like go back to business as usual, even without the fans, if you don't have testing?
Yeah. I feel like they just released the NFL schedule like as if nothing is happening.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. They're just like, they're done. They're already scheduling it all out. And they're going to play. Believe me, I think the NFL will play. Maybe not with fans, but they'll play. And I can't see. I mean, baseball can play without fans, but I mean, what they should do is like dub in fans, you know, the sound.
You know, it's so funny you said that because the other day I was thinking about, you know, how they have like that holographic technology where like you know, Tupac performed and shit like that. I was like, what if I came up with like a holographic you know, like crowd that works around the event, and then they just pump in like crowd noise, you know?
There was a show on Netflix. I think it's called Black Mirror. You ever hear about it?
Yeah.
There was an episode where they had this game show or like talent show, and all the people that were in these like prison cells, but they cartooned them into the seats. So I did see that. So that's what they do with the baseball stand. It's gonna be weird. I love sports. You know, I'm a big hockey fan too, and to me, like, you know, hockey, basketball is real contact stuff. You know, baseball not so much, but as far as contact goes. But I think like Andrew said, if you can control the players with the testing, then that's cool. It's just the fans, you know, with the masks on and stuff. I think this season you're going to see a fanless sports.
Yeah, and also not only that, but one of the biggest money makers, you know, when you involve alcohol, those masks. There's going to be masks on the field.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. Well, the people I feel sorry for is the people that work at the stadiums. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
There's so many jobs of the poor, you know, guy trying to make a living, like selling soda and beer or whatever he's doing. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah,
revenue's going to be. I mean, luckily, Major League Sports are owned by super rich people, so they ain't going to go under. You know what I mean? So that's a good thing. But the people that were working in the places, hopefully these players will give up some of their money to keep some of those people alive.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, a lot of this, like, what do you call it? The disparity of wealth, you know, this is a good time for them to step up and really give some money back and, you know, make sure those people are taken care of that are out of work right now. I just think that would be the right thing to do. And I don't know who's advising these people, but they just keep making the wrong decisions. You know, like they say that like, you know, like I guess all the billionaires in the U.S. have increased their wealth in the past 2-3 months by $406 billion during this pandemic. And it's like people are not even getting money for 2 months and they're doing this, you know, like it just seems so stupid, you know?
Well, you know who's making a real lot of money is the alcohol companies, the distributors and stuff. Alcohol sales, I happen to know a friend of mine who's involved in it in the state of New Jersey. Alcohol sales is up 39% every week since this started.
Wow.
It's like they don't even have enough people in the warehouses to load the trucks with the orders from the liquor stores.
Wow. Yeah.
Think about how much restaurants are losing from not being able to just serve alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, food is one thing, but alcohol adds a tremendous amount to the ticket.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then also, you know, the cost of like these liquor licenses and things like that, which are proportionately higher because they know the profits they're bringing in.
Yeah,
and then taking a good like 3-5 month chunk out of their earnings for the year. You know, it's like huge blow.
It's a huge blow all around. It's but
yet the Lakers needed $6 million.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I can't remember who was talking about it, but somebody was saying one of the basketball players was complaining that he didn't have enough money to live. He's living check to check. You know, he wasn't a major star. He was like one of the minimum wage basketball guys.
Yeah.
So then the guy goes, "Well, how much is the minimum wage? Like, what's the lowest, like, you know, union wise, what's the lowest salary for a basketball player? $780,000 a year."
Oh my god.
That poor guy.
And the guy's going, because like an idiot, he probably bought like a $5 million house. And you know, it seems like he just got his money, went wee. A lot of them do because they're so young.
Yeah.
Stupid, really.
Yeah, that's the truth.
But I mean, I will say one thing though, like if you're used to the lifestyle though, and your monthly bills reflect that kind of lifestyle, you'll go broke like if the money stops coming in pretty quickly.
Yep, you broke at a different level.
Yeah, exactly.
Broke at a higher level. Yeah.
Speaking of, you know, spending out of your means and being young and dumb, there's a comeback. There's a comeback coming by someone that knows those steps very well, Mike Tyson. I don't know if you guys have been seeing him training recently.
I have not. I've not.
He put the fear of God in me again once I saw once I saw him training. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen a boxer boxing, and I'm just like, whoa, you know, like that's crazy. I've seen some knockouts. You know, there's Deontay Wilder. He's got a big right hand, but these training videos are crazy. It's like this guy still can knock people out. You know,
how old is Tyson now? How old?
I think he's 50
something.
Yeah, he's like 52 or 51.
Yeah, 52, I think.
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, but what they're saying is that now Evander Holyfield's training because he saw Tyson training, and now they're gonna start. I think devising a plan to do like a charity tournament, boxing tournament, and then but he's gotten offers $20 million to fight people. So
I'll bet.
I would fight Mike Tyson for $20 million.
So would I.
Well, he's getting $20 million.
It would only hurt for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably wouldn't even remember it either.
Yeah. Hopefully, if you wake up. You know?
Yeah, the last thing you remember is getting in the car to drive to the place.
Yeah. Or unless he bites your ear off or something.
That's
you
true.
know, my luck would be I would get knocked out, being in a coma by the time I wake up from like all the stimulus. Like inflation has just made the money worthless.
Yeah, you wake up, and there's like
75% sales tax.
Yeah, it's like Chairman Mao on the bill. Yeah, but speaking of Chairman Mao, there's been a lot of backlash on, you know, the whole the way that Trump's approached this about calling it the Chinese virus, which has now led into I feel like people can't talk about it without being accused of being either insensitive and, you know, among some of the less things that people are calling people online.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. I was telling Jose, Andrew, that about had to be 5 weeks ago, maybe even when this thing first kicked in, I got pissed off because I lost. It was, I remember, I'll never forget, it was a Thursday. I was supposed to go to a Devils game and they canceled it. Right. And then that Monday I had a guest spot on Blue Bloods with lines. They canceled that and they canceled this and they canceled that. I was so mad. I'm like, those freaking Chinese, and I put it on Facebook. I'm like, somebody's got to pay for this, you know. Don't tell me that it was some bat. Like it was a freaking, it was in the laboratory. Either they did it on purpose or they fucked up. You know, they're gonna pay. Next thing you know, man, it was like I was just like you know, racist, and you're an Asian phobe, and this and that. And like, yeah, it was just like people were just like. But now things have changed a little bit. I think people are starting to realize it wasn't from a bat in a wet market. It's like that flipped. I think more people are looking towards something happened. This thing has been weaponized. These little babies are getting stuff. People that are getting over it are starting to have like heart conditions and things. This thing has been messed with, you know? Yeah,
definitely. That is very concerning, the amount of wide range of side effects. There's also in younger people, like let's say like 25 to 35, they said that they're seeing a lot of like random strokes even after that they've recovered and become negative. They'll have like random strokes and just die, like intense strokes that they said that people already shouldn't be having. Even if we had conditions that would generate a stroke, you know, we'd have like a mild one that we could recover from somewhat. But these strokes they're talking about are like far gone, like, you know, powerful strokes, like entire lobe. So they said that that's something they've never seen. It's unprecedented. But yeah, man, it's definitely concerning, like you said, about the people thought it was in a wet market. But I do not think myself that that's how this all started.
You know what the craziest part of all this is? I think it was you, Jose, who sent it to me. It might have been somebody else. That it might live in your semen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
true. Yep. you gotta you gotta make sure you still use
There's
that
a lot of jokes there. I'm not going.
protection. Yeah, no, for sure.
That's some scary shit, you know?
Man,
Yeah.
it's the Chinese are motherfuckers, man. You got to remember something. That's a communist country. Not so much the people. The people are like timid and they're sheepish, but their leaders, they're hardcore communists, man. I mean, they're like, they lock it down. They lock it down. The one guy who opened his mouth got murdered. The
Yeah, the
one
whistleblower.
Yeah, and also some other guy disappeared, and it's so, you know, I'll make a prediction right now. I when this thing's over with, I guarantee I would say, in my opinion, it's going to be found out that it was a weaponized virus that either got away or is released on purpose in a weird kind of situation. Most likely, probably got away from them.
Yeah,
But
there was that report from I think, I don't know if you worked with the CDC, like the outreach program that they sent overseas. I think he wrote back like two different cables or letters or something to somebody in power, saying that they didn't have the resources to contain all the different viruses that they were housing at that in the Wuhan lab.
yeah, and they found out that they stopped flights from Wuhan to other parts of China, but they allowed flights to the United States. And
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things like that, especially like you said, that they knew that there was a timeline that they knew that it was contagious and airborne, that they didn't report it for, I think it was almost 2 weeks, but
Yeah,
they knew,
WHO.
and
Yeah.
then they didn't proclaim it. And then there's also the case of I don't know if the agents were here in person or if they were acting as people that lived in the United States, almost like the Russian bot thing. But
yeah,
they were spreading misinformation that it was fake, that it was a fake
Yeah.
virus, which who knows, that could have sent that massive wave that went a long way. Even the president was touting that it was a fake, it was
Well,
a dem hoax.
That's why you can see nipples on Facebook and Instagram now, because they're devoting all their resources to like finding the fake COVID news. That
Yeah.
became like objective number one.
Hashtag free the nipple 2020.
Yeah. If there's one positive thing we get from this.
I have nothing against nipples. I'm a nipple guy.
Nice.
For the record,
Yeah, so aside from the positives that's coming from this,
let me tell you something. I think, real quick, the problem is going to be, I think, if this does turn out to be that they did something like that, Trump's a tough motherfucker. He's gonna start some shit with them, and I don't blame him. But that's a little scary too.
Yeah, our
But,
supply chain is China.
Yeah, exactly.
It definitely is scary. Andrew and I actually were talking about this earlier today. Being that far down the road, the worst case scenario is that we would go to war with China. But another thing is, like, even countries that we're not, we're allies with, but we're not necessarily like best pals with, like Germany, let's say, and things like that. These are other countries that are actually putting their foot forward ahead of the U.S. And I know that the German Prime Minister had proposed a $140 billion lawsuit against China for damages of the virus. And,
some of the states did too.
Yeah, and then some. I know, who was it? Texas, I think.
No, I think it was like Missouri or something.
Okay. Yeah, so then this is going to mount up. It's almost like a class action lawsuit,
Well, that's the only good thing is that they did fuck up the whole world.
Yeah. So we have a lot of people on our side.
Us, yeah. And you know what? As far as that goes, I think they bought, if I'm not mistaken, China bought like $13 trillion worth of bonds from us. So yeah, we're pay that back. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what I was telling my friend. I'm like, forgiveness.
It's like Trump ain't gonna give you that money back. That's for sure. But yeah, so the whole thing's crazy. It's almost like a weird, like I think I said it before, it's like a weird James Bond movie gone crazy on steroids or something.
Yeah, I forgot where I saw it online too, but someone wrote in the meantime, in the middle of the pandemic, that Kim Jong-un dies on the surgery table, and they were like, round of applause for the writers of this story. That was a nice twist. It's like such a weird thing to happen. It's like it really is like a James Bond movie.
I saw a post. I saw a post on Facebook tonight. It was really funny. It said, the pandemic, and then the killer hornets. These hornets that are like as big, they carried babies away. And you see that it was the ocean, and you saw like the moon way in the back, like about on the horizon, and you saw like a shape like Godzilla, and they go, "Wait, is that fucking Godzilla?" Like, what else do you need?
I think I saw that meme too.
That's crazy, man. Imagine that though. Like we just saw some crazy ass creature just come out of the water, like the Loch Ness monster, and then we're just like, all right, this is really the end.
Okay, so would you guys say that this is less or more shocking and like surreal than 9/11?
Ooh, that's a good one, bro.
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, I don't know why, but I think 9/11 was more shocking to me. Right now, anyway.
Yeah, I think this is like a slow burn,
Yeah, maybe that's why.
I think that.
Come on, man.
No, I mean like like
fire puns. We're talking about 9/11.
No. I mean like it's just this started. It's like almost like it weighs on you. You know what I mean? This one. But 9/11 was just like a knockout punch. You know what I mean? Like it just happened and it was really bad. And then a lot of people I actually was scared when that happened. You know what I mean? Like we were scared what could happen.
Remember the anthrax shit afterwards?
Yeah. But this shit's like, did you guys see what's the name of that? There was Pandemic, was a
Contagion.
Contagion. Did you see Contagion?
Yeah.
Now, that was the same exact shit that's happening now, but worse. Like the virus was worse. Like you got it. You were like you're
dead.
You were dead. Like that shit would be scary.
We got lucky.
Yeah. This is like. It didn't scare me at first. Like my girlfriend, it's finally getting, after all these weeks of being locked up, it's starting to get to her. It's starting to get to certain people. At first it was, oh, okay, so we locked down. This is fun, hoo. But now it's to the point where like, wow, and then if you know somebody who died from it, which we do, then it starts to become more real.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we do have some friends that have some family members that passed away due to it, and it, it's crazy because it's like I was telling Andrew, like you'll be sitting there at home and like you'll be watching a show on Netflix to pass the time, and you'll get up off your couch like you're gonna go outside and go to the store, and you'll forget, and you'll just be like, wait, that doesn't happen anymore.
We used to go to the movies. I had that ultimate card from Regal Cinemas, $21 for unlimited. We used to go to movies twice a week.
Nice.
Wow.
And now it's like, and we were so used to. The only good thing is, man, I'm saving a lot of money because I used to go out a lot. You know.
Yeah. And gas too. I mean, gas is so much cheaper now too.
Yeah. But I mean, okay, look at the bright side of things. But there's a lot of fucked up stuff that you don't really realize it. Like you said, it's a slow burn. You're right. That's a good term to use. It's a slow burn as opposed to a big shock.
Yeah, definitely. And to go to your point that we're saving a lot of money. It's funny because I am saving a lot of money too at the time, but for people like my girlfriend who like to shop online, it's almost the opposite. Yeah, like she had this picture she posted. It's like the front door, and it's just got Amazon packages like mountained on it, and she's like, everyone's saving money, and I'm over here like this. Yeah, but speaking of saving money, they are voting on this Friday. Hopefully that's the second batch of good news we get aside from your new release. We'll get the new stimulus package passed, and hopefully that'll be another. We're getting the taxes raised anyway. We might as well get a piece of the pie. That's the way I look at it.
Well, I think what they said at first, 3 weeks. We'll give everybody $1,200 for the month. Now it's going on the third month.
It took them 3 weeks to get it to us.
Yeah. So who really? Aside from somebody who's making like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, who has enough money to survive 3 months? Say, especially younger guys, like you guys and stuff, or even anybody, even businesses. How many businesses have 3 months worth of small businesses? Let's say, like a pizzeria or something. How many can survive 3 months? Not very many. It's gonna be, even with this stimulus, it's gonna be, and like you said, as long as they get it to us quick enough. Okay, but what if it takes them another 6 weeks to get it to us?
So I was actually watching this this professor from NYU, and he was saying how this money should be going more towards, you know, the populace, less towards small business and these huge corporations that are getting the loan. He said if they would have given all that money to families, it would have been like 30,000 a family. And if these companies can't survive like a 3 to 6 month period, you know, based on how they ran their business prior to that, then maybe in a capitalist system, you know, they should fail. You know, because if you give money to people, if you would have given 30,000 to every family, that just creates massive demand. And what these companies need is demand. They don't need like the PPP loan to hold payroll over for 8 weeks.
The problem with I think the airlines is that came up with the airlines, which is one of the bailout companies, and they said that what happens with the airlines was all the stockholders got all the money. Like they got greedy and they said, "Give us the money." Like they took all the stocks and sold them, so the airlines were whole with their pants down, and they got nothing. The stockholders have all the money, but the airlines themselves, like the actual guys that are like working on the airlines, like the pilots and the guys running the show, they don't have any money to work with. So, and if the airlines fail, there's like it's really a two-way fuck. You know, it's like, which way do you go? You don't give the major. You're right. The major corporations should have enough money to survive, but you know who has the money in the major corporations? The big shots. Everybody else within the company are going to be broke and can't survive, but the big shots are fine. You know, executives. You know, but the guys on the assembly line, the guys, you know, in the office, the mailroom, the salesman, those guys don't have it. It's the freaking corporate suits that have the money. You know, so it's a weird situation to be in. You're absolutely correct on both ends. It's like, what do you do?
No, I mean, yeah, I definitely agree.
Give everybody the money. Give them both the money. If you're going to give one, give the other. Maybe that's the way to do it. And then, okay, we'll be taxed like crazy till the day we die, but we'll get through it.
Yeah, we got like breadcrumbs compared to what corporations got.
Yeah.
It's really sad, and you know, hopefully this round we get a little more of a proportionate bump, you know, and yeah, I mean, you know, hopefully we're nearing the end and there isn't a second wave of this, but if there is a second wave, we'll still be sticking with you through it.
So get your surfboard, your surfboard ready.
Actually, invent the mask with like a straw thing in it so you could go to the bar.
Yeah, that's true.
Straw right in there.
Yeah, we'll work on our patents for the
patent pending.
You could go to a restaurant eating, you know, an eating mask. Maybe it opens up like this. A straw mask for drinking.
It's like you know, like those pajamas.
For the cocaine heads out there, have a little, you know, thing like this for.
We do not condone drug use.
That'll be our most popular item probably.
Yeah. Right.
Oh.
Yeah, so you know, aside from the inventions that we're gonna come up with, what were some of the things that kept you busy that you know, this quarantine so far that surprised you? You know, there was, you know, some shows or a book you read or a movie that you saw that you wouldn't normally check out, but you had a lot of time.
Honestly, I've written so many songs. Like I have a new song out for the pandemic. It's called "We're in This Together." It's on YouTube. I wrote that and recorded it. I got about 6 or 7 new songs. I've been working my ass off right here in my office because there's nothing else to do. You know, so I just kind of dove into my music shit. Really.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I've been sharpening my piano tools. You know, I've been working on songwriting and the technique and things like that. So I follow you on that. Definitely a lot of time to work on that.
Are you, Andrew? You guys are both musicians, also.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
so what are you waiting for, man? Let's get that EP together. Come on.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying really hard.
If I can help, call me afterwards and we'll talk.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Right. Definitely will. Yeah. What about you, Andrew? Anything that you're surprised that you got into?
Honestly, not really. Been watching a lot of documentaries that I usually watch.
Okay. What is it? The Byzantine Empire?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And for me personally, one thing I could drop, there's a lot of things I've been checking out that like for instance, last night, since I've been playing piano, I went on a you know, you go on a YouTube hole where it just keeps leading you to a new video. I ended up on a playthrough of a Yanni song, so I'm like, oh my God. I'm like falling asleep. I'm like, I'm not gonna learn this song. But one show that I watched 8 seasons of, I never thought I'd check it out, was Homeland. I don't know if you guys have seen that show before.
I've seen
I've seen that show.
When it first came out, I saw like the first 4. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was awesome, and I heard some mixed reviews about the later seasons, but I'm on the last season now. I'm midway through season 8. It was great. It was from front to back. I remember it used to win awards all the time, and I'd be like, fucking Claire Danes, the fuck out of here. But she was great.
I've been holding off trying to watching Breaking Bad. Everybody tells me to watch it, not just because of the fact that everybody's seen it. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah,
but I heard it's so good.
You gotta watch that.
Yeah, it is good.
Jose, you ever watch Better Call Saul?
No, I haven't.
I've heard about that. Is that good?
It's a spin-off of Breaking Bad. It's pretty good.
Okay. Oh, it's about the lawyer, right? The lawyer, Saul?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to check that out soon. I need to refresh some content. But, you know, time flies when you're having fun. Wayne, it was great having you on. Hopefully in the near future, you know, you'll jump on again soon. You have some more tunes for us. Again, everybody, check out Friday, May 15th. The new Bardots already been chewed. It's going to be everywhere on your streaming platforms, wherever you like to listen to music. And, you know, that's pretty much it. Andrew, do you have any parting words?
Just stay safe, everybody, and thanks for listening.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, you guys. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, no problem. You know, we'll see you next time. And everybody, thanks for tuning in. We have some special words at the end of the show, and possibly, you know, a song that Wayne is going to give us to end the show that he wants us to check out.
All right.
So
little teaser.
Yeah, nice teaser for the album. So cool. Thanks for checking us out, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
We all need somebody when your house is about to burn. Lean on a friend or two and tell them what you learned. Things ain't always what they seem. There's only so much you can do. Strength in the numbers when you need a little push for the sun to peek through. Just remember, we're in this together, me and you. Riding stormy weather, gonna see it through. We're in this together, me and you. Riding together, gonna make it through. When life throws a party, but you're dancing all alone, drinking from the empty glass of trust and broken bones, looking for a light at the end of the tunnel of the morning review, fighting for a seat on the train. I'm just trying to make it through. Just remember, we're in this together, me and you. Riding stormy weather, gonna see it through. We're in this together, me and you. Riding together, gonna make it through. Kept our dreams on waiting, with the dead man's silent cry. All for one and one for all, it's time